That whole speech about using the player's cursed energy for human evolution? It doesn't really make sense. And there are 3 big reasons why. The number of players, the massive gap in power, and the barrier rules. Think about it. If around 1,000 players are divided into 10 colonies, that's only about 100 players per colony. But inside each colony, you've got absolute monsters like Kashimo and Higuruma, fighters who are clearly on a completely different level. Realistically, every colony probably has at least one top-tier psychopath like that. And when you mix insanely strong players with average ones, the weak don't last long. It becomes survival of the strongest almost immediately. Eventually, only the top-tier killers remain, and the calling game reaches a deadlock because no one can easily eliminate the other. In fact, Colony 1 already reached that kind of stalemate. When Megumi looks around, he realizes the place feels like a ghost town. And let's not forget the people who died during teleportation, falling from the sky like unlucky pigeons before the game even properly began. Meanwhile, inside the theater, Itadori explains their plan. They want to use Higuruma's 100 points to add a new rule, but Higuruma shuts that idea down instantly. He says he sees potential in this twisted system. For the first time, people are forced to face consequences directly. In his eyes, it's almost pure, so he has no intention of helping end it anytime soon. In fact, he seems curious to see what happens when someone breaks a rule and gets their cursed technique confiscated. But when words fail, Yuji makes a decision. If he can't convince Higuruma, he'll have to take those 100 points by force. Higuruma calmly stands up and says there's nothing more satisfying than crushing someone who irritates him. Yuji stays alert. A man who has already killed over 20 players is not weak. And then it happened. The first domain expansion of the season. Higuruma slams his gavel down, declaring a death sentence inside his courtroom domain. At the same time, Megumi hears something even worse. The long-haired manipulator reveals that Kenjaku's true goal isn't just chaos. It's to filter out the weak and gather only the absolute strongest survivors. And once that happens, he plans to trigger something on the level of a nuclear disaster, a catastrophe that will force cursed energy to evolve humanity in the most violent way possible. That's when the true purpose of the culling game will be complete, and right on cue, Kenjaku himself walks into a meeting with the higher-ups, casually thanking them for the invitation like he's attending a business conference. The calm before the storm feels terrifying. Things are about to spiral completely out of control. The real question now is Itadori truly ready to fight someone like Higuruma?